Welcome to Sauna Talk, and this one is a lot of familiar voices. Some you may know, some you may not know. Some have been on guest Sauna Talk, some traveled far and wide to come to Sauna Days, but we visit with people, interviewing them, walking around the grounds, around the 13 different saunas deployed at Larsmont Cottages in Two Harbors, Minnesota, the first weekend of May 2024. Sauna Days, the fourth annual Sauna Days. So without further ado, please listen along as we hear many voices talking sauna. This show is brought to you by the Build Your Own Sauna ebook from saunatimes.com. Be it indoor electric, backyard wood-fired, or some combination in between, this is a practical guide that has helped hundreds, more likely thousands of would-be sauna enthusiasts as they realize their own authentic sauna dreams. With this easy-to-follow guide, we can settle into what's best for the individual. This book was written for you. As many of us know, the sauna building journey is often as rewarding as the destination. And as you talk with others, you'll find that this is the guide that can cut through a lot of the pedantic chatter and help you, just like with good heat, get right to the bones of sauna goodness. Interested? Please go to saunatimes.com and click the page at the top called ebook for more information. As bonus, for the month of August 2023, 50% of all book sales are being donated to Sauna Aid. Now, on to the show. And this is how it works at Sauna Days. I'm sitting here, and David walks up from Superior Saunas. I get a great photo of his young one, who's how old now?
So Ethan is 4.5 months, and Jessica just sent me a picture of him in the sauna. So he's doing well at the cabin.
With big glass, looking out over the lake, and your lake is in Wisconsin?
Yeah, it's kind of between Danbury and Hayward on Long Lake, northwestern Wisconsin. But family cabin, 50 years in the family, and so I've probably renovated the sauna 2-3 times. This is the most recent, but I'm like the shoemaker's family because I make saunas for everyone else now and never have a chance to work on my own.
Yeah, so. and here it is. I haven't seen David since maybe our last. No, we've seen each other.
We
since...
saw each other in January. We had a nice coffee together.
Yep. And now it's 4-something months later, and about 6 sentences after hearing about your son and your sauna. Here we are talking about what?
We're talking about benches, of course.
Exactly, and this is what Kindred Spirits are about.
Exactly.
And I wanted to bring the conversation forward so others can hear it, because you and I are exactly on the same page about bench material.
Yeah, well, we look at Superior. We're rolling out a new prefab sauna, and one of our great partners is Thermery, that does thermal modified wood, and we love thermally modified wood. It's amazing for paneling and applications. It's got like a 25-year rot resistance, so it's like phenomenal stuff. It holds stability, but a lot of people use it. They have fantastic benching too, and in a commercial application, that benching holds up and lasts for a long time. But if you were to ask me sort of what do I really do, what do I really love, like natural soft wood it's so hard to beat it. It's that very subtle feeling of softness. The thermally modified gets very hard and strong, but the softness, the flexibility, and I honestly think it has a lot to do with the capacity of the wood to absorb moisture and expiate moisture.
And heat.
And heat, exactly.
Without being scorchy on your buttocks region.
Exactly. Like, so...
as Forrest Gump would say.
No, the wood, the wood with natural, especially like incense cedar, western red cedar, or basswood, which is local to this region up around Lake Superior, it just has... it expiates the heat, it gets rid of the heat, and so the bench is warm but not hot.
Yeah, even at 190, yeah,
230. Some of these, especially these new electric stoves, that will go up to that. And our, you just, always put a towel down, to keep your sweat out of the pores of the wood. But the whole ambiance is one of soft, enveloping heat when you use benching like
perfectly
that.
said. And that prompted me to want to get my recorder out and share it with you listeners. That's what you do to me, David. I'm reaching for my recorder, and I will say I don't use the towel, because the last time I used a towel to sit on was a sauna session I had when I forgot which towel it was, and I grabbed the sweaty towel to dry off. So I practice the bake and breathe method.
That's good. That works. Just remind me what sauna you go to, so I make sure I sit in the exact spot, so we can really commune together.
Commune together with
sweat.
That's right. To my right, I'm sitting with.
Hi, it's Mika Meskanen from London.
And Mika, I'd like to hear about your last 24 hours in all humble voice, if you're ready to share it with us.
Yeah,
you woke up.
Yeah, so my partner Wendy and I have made our way to Larsmont Cottages from London. It took us about 24 hours.
You woke up in your flat in London. And you decided, let's go to Duluth.
Let's go to Duluth. Yeah, it was that spontaneous. Not exactly, but almost, because we're very, very busy at the London end of sauna things as well. But yeah. We make our way to the airport, but then we noticed that the times were actually slightly different from what we expected.
Yeah.
So we got rebooked to New York and
from Heathrow or Gatwick?
From Heathrow to.
Okay, so Wimbledon to Heathrow, not a bad deal to get there, right? Did you take the tube?
Yeah, it gets a little bit messy in the morning because there's no direct train or something. So if you have to take a cab, it gets stuck in the traffic with all the school runs and so on. But so transatlantic, we got to JFK, and then we noticed that our connecting flight to Minneapolis was actually not a very good flight at all, because we would have got here like around midnight in Minneapolis. So then we decided to get the refund of that flight and get another flight from LaGuardia. And then we got Uber to LaGuardia, and then we fly to Chicago. And actually that's delayed because there was bad weather in Chicago, so that one was delayed as well. So eventually, with all the delayed flights and lots of flights, we got here around midnight last night.
Yeah, so it was quite a long day for you. Quite a long day, but you made it, and that's the key. You're sitting right here, north of Duluth.
We never gave up.
And what are we looking at straight out here, Mika? What do you got?
So that is, I believe that's the famous Lake Superior. So I believe it's the biggest lake in the world.
By volume of water.
Volume of water.
Yeah,
Exactly.
which is
careful if any Russians are.
That's true. Exactly.
It's not the deepest. It might be the most voluminous.
Yeah, most voluminous, and that's really something, because a lot of people don't understand that it's very. I was sitting with the general manager yesterday here at Larsmont Cottages, and he says ice only forms in front of us maybe once every 5 years or so, which is nuts when you consider that the lake is maybe 38 degrees most of the year, and you're here where it can be 0 degrees Fahrenheit outside, like consistently over a week or two in a cold winter, and yet, because of the mass, and it does relate to sauna talk in a way, we have a lot of lampomassa in that lake that keeps it from freezing.
Oh, right. Yeah, we were talking about the film about the surfer. So I think there's someone surfs in Lake Superior when it's like half frozen.
That's right.
So the shore is frozen and you get big blocks of ice. If you go further out, you get the surf.
Yeah, and it's
How
not
crazy
far.
is that?
No, it's not. I mean, it is crazy. I can understand, and wetsuit is mandatory. But that's at it's just south of here, where one of the best beaches, rocky beaches in a way, but it's the best surfing in the central part of the United States. It's right
I think
down
about it,
here.
it's not crazy, but it sounds unique.
Unique, I know. And there's been
yeah.
articles in the New York Times about these crazy surfers. But what you get is a northeasterly that comes right into this beach, and the way the shoreline is pitched, you get these great rolling waves on Lake Superior. That's how big it is in a way.
Yeah.
That you can surf on Superior. So, when is sauna in your future? When is an actual sauna session in your future, Mika?
I think it's going to be in the next hour or so.
Yeah.
Because it looks like everyone's worked really hard to heat them up, and the sauna vibe is strong. So I think it's time to get changed very soon and start.
We gotta get our sauna on.
We got to get our sauna on. Yeah, the sauna vibe it's a great way to put it. You can kind of feel it percolating. It reminds me of being at like Coachella and stuff, where the bands are warming up and the stages are ready, and
The bus, it's the sauna bus. It's like it's the expectation or anticipation of a good load.
Yeah, man, exactly. Wendy, hi.
Oh, hi. Hello, Glenn.
Yeah, it's so good to see you.
Same here.
Yeah, I put Mika on the spot, and I heard a little bit about your last 24 hours.
Oh, right, already.
Yeah,
So,
but are you well rested? How are you feeling?
yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful. We're so lucky with this wonderful day.
Yeah, well, the day sure helps, but I wanted to ask you a little bit about it first, if I could, about first impressions. You have saunaed in how many different countries? Like, put you on the spot. Like, is there a number of different countries that you could, list for us where you've partaken in sauna?
Right, I think, of course, we come from the UK, so that's where we base. So there's many saunas there, especially the ones alongside the coast. Also, a few urban saunas from London and city like Edinburgh. There's a few city saunas coming up. And the second place we mostly go is Finland, because Mika's from Finland, and we often go back there. And we see quite a lot of places in Finland, from Helsinki to Tampere, the sauna capital.
Yeah, exactly.
And we also often travel a bit around the country.
Estonia? Have you sauna there?
Yeah, so we have sauna in Estonia. One of my first authentic sauna experience was these small saunas in Estonia. And we're actually going, let's see, there's actually another sauna event in Estonia as a part of the Tartu 24 Culture City called Naked Truth. Is there anyone around on the 10th and 11th of May?
Yeah.
That will be in Estonia, in Tartu.
Okay, great. First impressions of Minnesota sauna. We haven't sat on the bench yet, but you've walked around. Have you poked your head in some of the hot rooms? And
Yes, I have,
yeah. Give it to me straight. Like, what's your first impressions of Minnesota sauna, or the north of the United States here?
I'm very impressed with the professionalism they have here. I have a feeling somewhere says it's more like a Finnish style saunas, and I can see and feel most the sauna designed in a very Finnish standards and by the Finnish rules. And I guess there's quite a lot of Finnish communities here that helps. I just been to the Superior saunas. There's a new model sauna there, modular saunas. Very impressive. We're one of the Iki sauna just all the way from Finland. They're manufacturers there and design there. Quite impressive. And the one we're sitting here just under the Viking.
Tell listeners what we're sitting on right now in this sauna, and about this sauna.
Well, just picture this. We're sitting on the edge of a floating sauna. So touching, we're feeling paddling the Superior water.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah,
right on.
exactly. So imagine we're sailing. This is actually a floating sauna. Kind of on the sea. So with the nice breeze.
Perfect.
And very hot. And one thing the sauna I haven't actually tried, to be honest, but I looked at it. One of the things I really impressed is that they got the bench level right in this sauna. High benches.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah,
So true.
This one, not to get too nerdy about it, but I've been thinking about a term I'm thinking about the triangle trap. And toward like a slope, these designs where you have, instead of a gable roof, you know, you have like a shed roof, and then you carry a slope into the hot room that is not a flat ceiling, but an angled ceiling. And 9 times out of 10, I see the high side to the stove side. But where we're sitting is not that. It's the opposite. Any comment to that? Any of you?
Right, yeah. So I mean, we all know that heat rises. So you would imagine that you put the benches on the high side of the tall side of the slope ceiling. If you do it the other way around, you probably get the steam piling up at the end of the room where you are not sitting in the opposite room. So you kind of waste. Triangle trap.
Do you like that? Should we trademark that?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah,
It's all about thermodynamics in the sauna, and so a lot of people use different baffles or whatever. It's an ancient technique for moving the steam around, but you can game that with the roof line of your sauna as well. So we, for example, we're in our modular sauna, we're making a bump out for a wood stove, which allows for maximizing space inside, but the bump out has an angled roof, which basically just shoots the heat out and the steam out into the room so that it doesn't get stuck in the little bump out compartment.
Right.
And so if you do it the other way, you're gonna get all your heat stuck in one corner, and it's not gonna be fluid and move around the room.
You can't fight that.
You can't.
The thermodynamic of that movement. Mika, do you agree with Wendy? Do you feel a Finnish vibe here? Do you feel a bit of Finland in where we're sitting, as well as the saunas?
Yes, so I feel it in the landscape, I feel it in the air, like in the surroundings. So the geography reminds me of Finland. We went through just driving down here, we saw exposed bedrock, we saw pine trees, we saw birch trees, we saw glimpses of Lake Superior. So if you have rock, pine and birch and lakes, that's basically Finland, isn't it?
Right on, man.
So that's the Finnish triangle, I guess.
Yeah, the Finnish triangle. I'm gonna do some more live TV. Thanks, guys, and I'm looking forward to bench talk. Who am I standing here with, and how you feeling?
Jeff Pizek. I'm feeling great.
Are you having a beer or a water?
I'm about to probably put a beer in this piece of swag I picked up.
Is it because you're from Wisconsin, or you're just in a good mood?
Yeah, cheese and beer would be better, and a brat. But I'll settle for just a beer, probably, just to get in the mood here.
Get in the mood. Where are we standing, and what are you thinking?
We're standing on the floating sauna.
Yeah.
And there is a new low-profile stove, complete with all the rock baskets, and I just walked in there and I was blown away.
Yeah. Tell listeners a little bit about what blown away means to you as a guy. First of all, I want to tee the question up. How many sauna sessions have you had in the last 5 years, if you had to do a quick math for listeners?
Well, probably about 350 a year.
Okay.
Because I miss, once in a while, I'll miss a day.
Yeah.
So what is that, about 16,500?
Yeah. Well, we could say a lot.
No, what is that?
No, that would be close.
Sorry. Yeah, 1,600. 1,600. Yes.
And how many rounds per a sauna session generally for you?
I go an hour and a half to 2 hours. So I'm in and out about 5 or 6 times, probably.
So that's 10,000 sauna rounds, roughly. In the last 5 years.
Yep.
And not only that, but I would say that you're 400 level nerd in terms of what sauna, how the performance of a hot room.
Right.
And that's how you are. Like, you're into the Volkswagen, you're a tinkerer, and you're a nerd. Right? Coffee, cars, sauna?
That's about it.
That's about it. Okay.
Okay. Could start a new show, Coffee, Cars, and Sauna.
I love that. Could you rank them for us? I mean, in terms of your personal preference of passion?
Well, right now I think sauna is at the top of the list because it's my every afternoon I'm in there. It's my daily routine. Right. So it keeps me sane, keeps me relaxed.
Totally. And the Prizik plunge was an early adaptation to your sauna experience. Can you tell listeners about the Prizik plunge and how you came to it?
Well, I built our first sauna at our lake house about almost 20 years ago now. And of course, you can jump in the lake in between rounds. So I decided to build one at home. We're on Lake Michigan, but I can't get to the water. We're on a 120-foot bluff. So I thought, I need to really think of a way to have a cold plunge in between sauna rounds, because otherwise it's just like a gym or a hotel sauna where you go in there and get hot. And how fun is that?
Right.
So I thought, I'll just buy a cow tank, and I'll build a lid cover for it. And that's what I did. So I fill it up.
And you had never seen that done before, right?
I don't think I have.
No. But so that was an organic thing for you.
Right.
And so then you went to the Farm and Fleet store?
Farm and Fleet, found a 110-gallon tank for about $90.
Yeah.
Threw it in the back of my car, and
Cold plunge was born.
That was it. Yeah.
What do you think about the rise of this cold plunge thing as a cousin to sauna or an adjunct of sauna? And with that, what do you think about a $6,000 product to do what you did for $100?
Well, what I like about the $100 tub is every 2 or 3 days I can just drain it. I have a drain on it. I can pick it up, dump it out, spin it around, hose out the inside, and fill it with fresh water.
And it's fresh well water, right?
Right.
So it's pretty free range organic.
Exactly.
I mean, you're feeding the crops.
Exactly. Yeah. And but I've never experienced one of these really expensive cold plunge tubs. I've seen some guys that do freezer conversions, but I understand that some of them have they've got ionizing cleaners that keep the water clean, and they have little refrigerator pumps that keep the water cold. So that's cool.
Yeah, man. Whatever gets you there.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, you know what I like? You live north of Milwaukee, and you sauna all year round, pretty much. You have a lake place. We can talk about that. But your sauna, when you think about 8 months of the year, it's cold, and I just have to do a shout out. It's for northern folks with a $100 stock tank. It's kind of a different vibe than when you see one of these mega expensive cold plunge things and they're Instagramming it or whatever, and you look in the background and you see palm trees swaying, and it's probably 80, 100 degrees outside. It's a different experience,
right,
even though the cold is cold.
Right.
You feel it?
Yeah. And when we get to about November, December, that's when I have to get out the stock tank heater, which is an electric element that I throw in the tub.
Also purchased from Farm and Fleet.
Exactly, that's $29.95. And that
can you use a coupon code for Prizik Plunge to get a discount?
I'm working on that. If they could spell Pizik, I could get them to probably print the coupon. But
that's good.
Anyway,
let's take a step in here.
Sure.
Did I cut you off?
No, we're good.
Tell listeners where we're stepping into and what you think about this.
We're stepping into a floating sauna. It has 3 levels of benches. The top bench is nice and high toward the ceiling, probably about 44 inches.
It is exactly
from the ceiling.
44.
There's a nice drop from the top bench to the middle bench.
17 inches.
Perfect. And another nice drop to the lower bench.
17 again.
We got a 3-level bench.
And about 12. So we go 44 ceiling to upper, 17 upper to middle, 17 middle to lower, and about 12 from middle to down.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, and our depth here is only about close to 8.
About 8 feet looks like, which is exactly the dimension of my home sauna.
Yeah.
You got nice 25, 24-inch benches, top and middle.
With 2x4 cedar clear on the upper, which gives, as Forrest Gump would say, it feels good on the buttocks region.
Yeah, it prevents BBS.
Okay.
It's burned buttocks syndrome. But anyway, and it's got this Kuma low-profile stove.
Right on.
And last year I was in this sauna. It was my favorite sauna that was here. And my son actually just built a sauna, wood burning, and we kind of copied this design where we put the benches on the high side and we put the stove on the low side
of the slope ceiling.
Yeah, when you pour steam, it goes up and it rolls up the roof toward the top bench, and it hits the bathers real nice up there.
Real nice. And sitting on the upper bench last night, it's je ne sais quoi. I don't know what it is, but when you sit on that upper bench, there's a feeling of spaciousness and space efficiency.
Right.
Should we get out before we sweat?
Sure.
When are you going to sauna?
I'm ready.
Yeah, man. Well, just hearing that makes me want to be ready too. I got my troxers on, so I'm ready to nude up and just go after it.
All right. I got to probably change in my car.
Yeah.
Because I can't get into my.
Oh yeah, you're
room
staying 8/10 of it. This is a great Sauna Days coup that you're just south of here. Like it's such.
And I got to find out how to get there because I don't even.
Well,
know.
look, there's only one road south, right? There's only one road south. Walk with me. Are you good? You good? It's great to see you. And this is your second Sauna Days?
Yes.
And what are you most looking forward to?
A lot of just some of the people like Steve Lepola here. He's a guy I haven't met in person.
Uh-huh.
And we're friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
And he's a major sauna guru.
Well, I don't know about that. Not like this guy here.
Well, no, man, you're a legend. You're a legend in 218.
I'm a legend in my own mind.
Yeah, in your own mind. Tell us about Steve. Introduce yourself, and I've got a question to tee the ball up. Go ahead.
Steve Lepola, and I live in Duluth. Actually, Hermantown, but
And how?
I'm a Yooper.
Yooper originally?
Yeah.
So that's northern Michigan, where 88% of the people are Finns, and the other 12 want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
How would you, living in Duluth, how would you describe to somebody maybe listening from Arizona or maybe Arkansas or maybe even Argentina? I mean, there's people that listen to Sauna Talk from all over that may not know 218 or northern Minnesota. 218 is the area code up here. If you had to kind of distill it to the top 2 or 3 things, what does 218 or northern Minnesota mean to you, Steve?
Oh, it means nature, lakes and forests, and not too crowded, but just enough. I mean, you can get conveniences easy enough, but you can be outside of them easy enough also.
It's such a great first word that you used about nature. You know, as we know, sauna and nature, it's bigger than all of us.
Sure.
And you, tell us about a typical cool down for you. Like, is nature a key component for cooling down for you, Steve?
Well, it is. It can be when it's available. My own sauna is in my basement. Electric heater, but it's okay.
Yeah.
And
You close your eyes and then nature comes to you.
And I do have a cold plunge outside my. I have a cattle trough outside my sauna. So
We just
I
talked
use that,
about it.
yeah.
Did you pay royalties to Jeff Prizik here for the Prizik plunge?
No, it was Fleet Farm. Fleet Farm was where I got it.
Yep, exactly. I got one too. Mine was $72.99. I
Yeah.
remember the price tag because I put a photograph of it on Sauna Times. Do
But-
you remember what you paid for yours?
Somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there. That's
and
awesome.
it fit in the back of my car too.
Yeah.
So
Mine fit in the back of my VW station wagon.
Totally.
nothing wrong if I don't hold the plunge. I take a cold shower in the dressing room. There's a lot of Finns in this country that have saunas in their houses. For some reason, they have many of them, or most of them, have the showers inside the sauna.
Yeah.
Which I don't like the idea because you're getting in all that soap and stuff. So mine is outside.
Yeah, that's how I do mine outside too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. We're going to go right over here. Hey, Jeff, can you snap a photo?
Sure.
I want to get a quick hello. Hey, I want to introduce a couple of characters for those listening. Can you grab a photo of the three of us? And sorry, just us three.
Sorry, Aaron.
Yeah. Aaron. Okay, so I'm standing with.
Like an iPhone 2 or something?
Yeah.
Coal powered.
Who am I with here?
Oh dear.
Who am I with?
Kirk Jensen, 612 Sauna.
And Kurt, I think this is the third podcast that people have heard your voice in the
It
last
is
3
likely.
months.
Yeah, I'm sure they're getting sick of it by now.
We better move over here. And you are?
Oh, Ben Hecker, and this is only my second podcast. So I
Right,
guess
right.
I've got some catching up to do.
I know Ben. Jeff Pizek.
Good to see you again.
And I've not met
pleasure.
you,
Yeah,
Kurt.
pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Yeah, this is what Sauna Days does. It brings people together
Yeah.
that are maybe 1 degree separated.
Yeah, get those
And-
circles overlapping.
I wanted to chat with each of you about your roles here this weekend and how this concept of your roles came about. I'll start with you, Kurt.
All right.
You came to me. And
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I wanted to be a participant in Sauna Days, and I know in the past for like the Sauna Village or other communal events that we've had locally, it was always useful to have some people behind the scenes sort of acting as minions or concierges or whatever you want to call them to keep the fires burning and to keep the operations going while some of the saunapreneurs got to meet with potential customers or do presentations or
take a nap.
or podcasts or take a nap and just have a break.
That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah, so I came and peddled that to you, and I
How
think
did, how did you peddle it? There was a term you used.
I said, would you be willing to take on people that are willing to sing for their supper?
And what did that mean to you, Ben?
So just an extension of what I did for the Sauna Village. Just you go to these events and everybody's excited and everybody's looking forward to meeting other folks in industry and other folks who are interested and just share that love for sauna. And you get there and it's like, well, it's an event. It's a major production, and it can be, especially that first couple of days, it can be overwhelming. So having folks who don't have skin in the game but are happy to be there and make sure the fires don't go out gives folks a chance to take a breather, reassess, keep them from burning out too early.
And I want to put each of you on the spot here.
Sure.
How many sauna sessions have you manned or hosted? I mean, just throw a number.
Oh gosh, north of 1,000. I'll say 1,100 maybe.
Anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000,
Yeah. So between the two of you, we have, between the three of us, there's many thousands, but,
Oh, gosh,
but
yeah.
yeah, I mean, there's a difference.
years of
Yeah,
sauna.
yeah. So cumulatively years of sauna hosting, and to bring that forward, I think is part of a spirit of sauna generally, but Sauna Days specifically. It was your idea to be who you are this weekend, and I just want to thank you guys on behalf of this event and just sauna in general to help do what, to help share what you do with people on the 3 levels: the sauna preneurs, the sauna people bringing their saunas, and Larsmont Cottages, and then the guests themselves. You make them all feel really comfortable, and you've made me feel comfortable.
Oh, good.
Last year was a little chaotic for me. I felt a great burden, but knowing you two are at the helm, I feel so much better this year. So I wanted to thank you each.
Well, thanks, Glenn. I appreciate that. And it is just we're midday on Friday now, so we're a full day into it, I guess. And we had a bit of an adventure last night with travel problems, getting some out of country guests in town, and I think they were thankful that we were there to help collect them at the end of the day and get them rested up and fed and here for the event today. So that was very satisfying to be able to see all that to fruition. And then, just today, right now, I'm spelling for Chad from North Shore. He had to go run an errand, so I'm just monitoring his tent.
Yeah.
And it's a very simple task, but it's meaningful to him because it gives him that peace of mind that stuff will be continued in his absence.
Totally, man. And that's the sauna spirit. And,
Yeah.
So let's see. I got one more I wanted to ask each of you guys. It's like, there may be people listening trying to do their own sauna village or maybe run their own sauna. Knowing what you know, like we're talking multiple thousands of sauna sessions that each of you collectively have hosted. So what do you think the choke point is? Like, is there something that comes to mind where you think this is the first line of defense to guard against or to be on the eye out for?
Yeah, I think probably twofold for what we're offering to guests is make sure you're welcoming and inviting to them, and maybe lay out some limited expectations or guidelines for how to do that. Not to mansplain anything or dumb it down, but just to give people the comfort to know that, if I do this and this, it's going to be a fun experience. And then solicit feedback from those guests afterwards, because you have to meet people wherever they're at. There are going to be some diehard folks rolling in here that want, hardcore, authentic, banya or sauna experience, and there are people here to provide that for them, but also people that are sauna curious, and you want to make sure they're not intimidated by that or being overwhelmed by it, so help guide them through whatever they want.
and making sure that it's attractive for sauna reps to come down, because some folks I know come from the cities 2.5 hours away, or like Viking 2.5, 3 hours away. So for them to make the trip, it's no small investment. So making sure that you have a simple but well thought out plan, so everybody's on the same page. Everybody knows that they'll be taken care of,
Yeah,
and
that's
that
what
they
I was-
don't have to fight for stuff.
I would call that the line of first defense, is getting those that have traveled a long way, bringing very heavy, a lot of lifting to bring their saunas here. So that is a great first line of defense to give. If you're giving them comfort, it kind of trickles down. Are you getting a good vibe from the sauna techs? Are you,
Trying to sneak away.
who am I
I'm on
standing with?
relocation.
Who am I with?
Keegan with Deep Wave Sauna Company.
Are you off witness relocation for this
yeah,
interview?
for the interview, yeah, sure.
What do you think of the sauna techs for Sauna Days?
I think it's great. I was just pointing at my son like, hey, you guys got that for a little while. We're going to do some rounds. So the guys,
yeah.
so.
This is a live TV.
Yeah.
When there's a sauna tech in sight, your sauna is safe, right?
That's exactly it. Yeah,
And
they
you-
know how to run it. I feel comfortable with these guys. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Tell us, Keegan. Tell us about the shirts. Like, I'll try to put this on the show notes, but no, this is good shit. So let's talk about what's on the left and the right breast of the uniforms for the sauna techs.
Yeah. So we're all a lot of us here at Sauna Days are part of also organizing another event called Banya Fest, and so we sponsored the shirts with Sauna Days and with Sauna Times. And as you can see on the big logo on the back,
I like it, man. Not just because
so-
that logo means a lot to me, but I think it looks cool on the back.
Yeah,
Very
these
subtle
guys, these guys have been great. They've offered to help and give their services and their time and just for their love of sauna, and we appreciate them being here because then it allows us to get around and enjoy some of the other saunas ourselves. So yeah, it's great.
So well
Thanks for
said.
being here, guys.
Thank you, Keegan. Man, that's like live TV is the best it was. From the voice of one of the 12 saunas here at Sauna Days 2024. This is number 3 for you?
Yeah, 3 or 4. Yeah.
Yeah, there's only been 4.
Is it? I thought it was 5. Okay. Yeah. So then 3.
We're trying to line that up, actually. And maybe what we don't know can't hurt us.
Right.
On these.
I mean, they all start to meld together. It's just a good time, Come
Yeah,
out
man.
and enjoy it, and it's a great chance to meet people who have the same passion, the same space, and it's.
What sauna are you on your way to?
I think we're gonna check out the natural gas one here, the Torch.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna check out Excelsior and probably sit in the midnight a little bit and check out the Steam Lodge and yeah.
So you have a flow of saunas you're going to check off your list starting in the next 5 minutes?
Yeah, we got the Venick boys here before they get into their sessions later.
Yeah, what
this
time is the
afternoon.
first Venick session?
It's 4 o'clock. Now it's 2, so we need 2 hours to warm up. We have to visit all the saunas before we do that.
And I won't keep you. But if you could introduce yourself, I'm with.
Alex Bleichuk with B Saunas USA.
And Alex, we didn't get a chance to video record, but I'm going to put you on the spot. It'll take 2 minutes, and you're going to get on that bench. Is radiant heat good or bad, and why?
Radiant heat is great because it penetrates you right to your bones.
And we get radiant through what sources in the hot room?
So sources is a heater, so your heart of the sauna, and all the walls and ceiling benches, basically every single component of a sauna has a radiant heat.
Yeah, man.
The thicker the wood, the more radiant heat you have.
Yeah. And tell us about, I'm going to call it like the Alex add-on, what you've done with your banya at home and construction with the ceiling. Can you share that with us?
Sure. Very simple. It's hard to get ton and groove cedar with the thicker material, and it's possible, but it costs way, it is more money to buy. So the alternative for that is we can get just 2x4, 2x6 out of a Home Depot, spruce.
SPF it's called.
Regular one.
And an 8-footer is $10 maybe less.
It's less. It's like $6-7, 2x6x8.
Yep.
And you can, before you put your ton and groove on a wall, you put your 2x6, and then you nail down ton and groove right on top of that.
So you have mass.
Yeah. So now you add 1.5 inches plus 3/4 inch, and you have two
inch, 2.25 inch thickness of your, walls and ceiling. You can just do the ceiling.
Yeah,
And
I
it
would
makes
say-
a big difference in the sound.
Exactly. I would say the ceiling, 75% of it, right? Like
Yes,
maybe more
yes,
even.
yes.
Because you get that, and then the heat's you're creating mass up high, and it radiates down.
Back, down. Yeah, it feels different in the sauna. If you go
Yeah.
same saunas, you make ceiling thicker, you're gonna feel, more energy in the sauna. It will be more energy. Yes.
So well said. I got to put you on the spot. We're going to walk and set you. I'm going to escort you into your first sauna round,
let's
Alex.
go.
And as we go, I got to butter you up. I got to say, out of everybody I know in the world of sauna, which is many people, I'm not even going to count. I love talking sauna with you, Alex. You're one of the more in-depth, smart, well-researched person when it comes to what good heat is. And to me, when you feel good heat, it's all over. And when I get riffing with you, like it just makes so much sense. And so I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for being a great student in good heat, because there's not. It's easy to put a nice-looking sauna on Instagram, but it's not so easy to make really good heat happen.
I fully agree with you on that.
Thanks for being a part of this.
Thank
man.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, right on.
Without you, Glenn, would not happen like this. All this stuff going on right
Right
here.
on, brother. I appreciate you like I can't even put in words. It's just so great. And we're gonna do more sauna talk about what good heat is, because that's our spirit, I think. Is bringing good heat to people. Right
Yes.
on?
Yes.
Right on, brother. Okay.
Okay.
So where is Banya Fest happening, and what is the date for it?
Banya Fest is happening October 4th and 5th, 2024, down in Waterville, Minnesota, just outside of Faribault.
And Alex, if you could translate for Alex, what is the top one or two things you're most looking forward to for the fall event in Minnesota, Banya Fest?
Алекс, что ты насчет Баня Хаус? Назови 2 поинта, что ты хочешь, думаешь сделать про наступающий Баня Фест.
Который когда будет?
Да. Что ты?
Ну, во-первых, прилететь и показать, познакомить всех непосредственно с банным парением, чтобы все больше и больше народу в Америке как бы приучалось к этому, знакомилось с этим. Это действительно интересно.
First of all, he wants to fly in and show basically more people about the Banya culture, so more people in the U.S. will find out about it, the proper way to.
There you
Banya.
go. I think that's in essence the goal of Banya Fest, is to bring Venex and Banya these treatments in Banya to the American society, and to bring it to light and get people into a new era of heat, steam, and ventilation.
Other questions?
Wow. Wonderful. So where's the next one for your treatments?
Our next treatment sessions this weekend are going to be 4 to 6 p.m. today and 11 to 1 p.m. tomorrow. Sign up at the Larsmont front desk.
So this is an organic thing. I mean, this is Alex last year brought his Banya. He drove it from Buffalo, New York. About how many miles?
How many miles? Was it like 1,300 miles or 1,500?
Yeah, he was a madman.
Days, huh?
Yeah, a couple of days, drove like a madman, and got here with his Banya. And there was no sign up form, but these guys, they brought Venex, they brought passion and enthusiasm, and it all kind of threw together very organically, where the front desk here at Larsmont Cottages said, yeah, let's, they do sign-ups for massage and stuff, so they quickly adapted the program.
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
Oh, it was spot on. It was spot on.
Yeah. And how did it go last year?
Oh, last year was mad. I mean, we had so many people in line. If there's one term to describe it, we were sauced at the end. We were done for. And people were in line asking, can we get in? Can we get in? And, this year we're going to try to pull it off and get more people to experience it.
I was in California, where Alex lives in San Diego, and had 2 Banya sessions. And Alex uses this term, and if you need translation, let me know. But
Okay.
the Venex, you call them an extension of.
Продление рук, скажи.
Продление рук,
Что
ты
такое
говорил?
вень?
Go ahead.
Это хороший вопрос.
Question?
Yep. Когда я парю, у меня я держу веники, и они получаются как действительно как продолжение, как экстеншн для рук моих.
So when I hold the Venix, it's like the way I move them and hold them is they're an exact extension of my hands.
А дальше, зная определенные принципы и алгоритмы парения, ты можешь просто подключать свою фантазию и творить все, что ты хочешь, как бы делая примерно то же самое, что ты хотел бы получить для себя.
Yeah. So furthermore, with understanding the concept and what you're bringing through these whisks, you just go into this. It's an artwork of just basically creating this rhythm, this formula, this algorithm of movement, steam, and sensations on the body to just create this feeling within one.
And one of the ways to distill that is these three key words about what this extension of your hands does, the Venix themselves. You know, this one is the circulation, right?
Of air, basically, yeah, circulation of air.
Okay.
Then stimulation of the body
By actual
physical touching, you know, massaging
It's like a
body.
massage.
And then the third.
Hot compression, through the veins.
So when we think about circulation, stimulation, and compression, we really are pulling the tools, these extensions of your hands. These are the three things that you do for people when they're on the bench.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you've been studying this practice. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. So this practice is, how old is Venic treatment?
Oh, I think this is centuries old. So I think the essence of it probably began way back when it was specifically a bathhouse, right? I think that's where the term comes. Like from my dad's side of the family, they did use the sauna as a weekly bathhouse. It's running water is not in every household. Hot, heated water is not in every household. So you take the time at the end of the week after a laborious week. It's your bathing opportunity, and it's communal bathing opportunity.
And Alex, you won an award. You are the World Amateur Venic Champion. And I always bring that up. But it's you take this seriously, and it is a serious thing. You won this award. You attended an event in Russia.
In Russia, yeah, I was competing against, in Russia.
Yeah, and you were a very deep student of this practice.
Yes, so basically, I took some courses, a lot of books you read, how to do it, videos you watch, what to do, where to apply more pressure, less pressure. Kind of have to know the body, to do it properly. You have to understand what you're doing. It's not just, beating the person up.
And it's bringing people to the edge.
Correct. Yeah, at the end, to the edge. Yeah.
Wendy?
Wonderful. So I noticed, do you do it in all the saunas, or you have a particular sauna for treatment?
No, you cannot do in all the saunas. You can, but you will not get the full experience because you have to have a proper, stove. You have to have combination of temperature and humidity in order to perform Venix. So you have to have a steam, and
what's our biggest problem when it comes to going to different units?
Is bench width, height and width of the bench is one thing.
Tell them about the 45 degree on bench height for your elbow.
So basically, we're standing right here. This is a perfect example. So the height of the bench, you want to be knuckle.
At the bottom of your knuckles.
At the bottom of your knuckles. Why? When the person lays down, you work with your 90 degree, angle right here, so it's more comfortable for you. So I'm not getting as tired, so I can do more moves and basically to save myself. Versus if it's a double bench, you have to, you move your body and you hold arms like this.
You're leaning further out. You're hyperextending everything. You're putting more pressure on your back rather than being able to stand there and let gravity take over with the Venix. You lift them up, gravity brings them down.
Wonderful. Yeah. You need someone else to vent it for you after your own treatment.
Yes. After your own shift in a different design sauna, you need your own session of Venix to get back to shape.
Hey, Wendy, have you been to Banya 1 in London?
Yes.
Yeah. And have you had Venic treatments?
Yes, you will have the feel,
Yeah. How do you like it?
I like it, yeah. Yeah, like you say, it's also, it's very professional in a way. Usually they have their own benches, and it feels like a chill-out room sometimes also,
Yeah.
So.
America is just coming to this experience, and I have to really credit these three gentlemen here for bringing it to the United States. Is it popular in Britain, Venic treatments? Is it a big thing?
Well, it is getting more and more popular. I think especially we call it a holding space. It's one of the treatment, one of the ritual people use to hold sauna space. But of course in the UK we are kind of more like a melting pot. They're like a Finnish, Estonian, the Latvia, Lithuanian style, all the Baltic countries. So it's actually, we also do our summit next in the 20th of May. We have a session about holding space, so everyone can, talk about the different practice from, Venic, from the Russian style.
So, at the risk of alienating some people, Venic treatment or Aufguss, which would you pick? If Venic was on the left, Aufguss was on the right, where would you go and why?
Well, I would say. Do you mind someone hold this? So this is our turn now. So.
Yeah, flip it around.
Do you want to ask the question?
So the question is you're going to a public sauna situation, and there is a banya on your left with one of these three gentlemen with Venics in their hand, or the sauna on the right is a Norwegian, tall, blonde with a towel, and he's practicing spinning it for Aufguss. Which do you go, left or right, and why?
Well, the thing is that they're quite different. So it's like choosing your left hand or right hand. They're all part of you, But it depends what your favorite for today. And also, what I'm gonna say in terms of the sauna itself, if the Venic, you make it in your own saunas, and that's properly built with the correct benches, correct heat, correct humidities. With the Aufguss, it's more like experience of the performance and the tower. And what we often found with the tower waving, because the sauna is quite big at that very high ceiling. So when you have people talk about the sauna is too high ceiling, or the heat are stored in the...
Or the ventilation isn't good.
Exactly, the ventilation not very good. Or the heat are stored in the pocket. So use the tower to wave to get the heat down to people. So we say this is a management sort of solve the problem of where the heat are, bring it down to people, and at the same time you have, experience a great performance.
And here we have an example of Wendy Liu being a co-founder of the British Sauna Society, and sauna diplomacy answered so well, where she didn't pick left, she didn't pick right, she picked right down the middle.
Very wise.
And I tried so hard to get you to pick one over the other. And here you answered that with three Venic masters right in front of you.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is some commonality to Venic treatment and Aufguss. I would have to say Aufguss is a fairly new practice, whereas Banya, the Venic treatments are, as Dan mentioned, this is a centuries-old tradition using natural, not a fiber towel, but a natural tree whisk that is created. So I love the compare and contrast of this, and I actually have to applaud your answer, because gosh darn it all, you didn't pick left or right, did you?
Well, there's no need, because it's a flourishing and encouraging everything, kind of to come together. It depends how you feel the day. With the Venic, I think it's more like bring it into connection with your body. We just talk about all the things as a health and well-being treatment.
Well, on that note,
then with the Aufguss, it's about the space and its connection with the communities. Because with the Aufguss, usually in a room, 10, 15 to hundreds of people. But with Venic, it's more like one-to-one or one-to couples. So it's a very different practice.
Let's go experience it. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do that today.